Only 5 days ago, the Illuminate reappeared after 100 years of absence and began an attack on our core worlds. Today, I am here to give a brief rundown on what tactics are viable against this alien menace. I'll be going over their enemy types and how to defeat them, as well as the Illuminate specific structures and objectives. So grab some calamari and a glass of orange juice because today we're learning how to fry some squids. First things first, we'll be going over the enemies you'll encounter on the Illuminate front. The Voteless, or as I like to call them, husks from Mass Effect, because that is literally what they are the Illuminate's most plentiful and expendable unit. While they are trivial on their own, they typically come in hordes and are backed up by other units, making themselves an effective obstacle for your bullets. The Voteless exist mainly for this reason. They will harass and overwhelm you, while their superiors make the killing blow. The Voteless are completely unarmored and have little health, so to deal with them, you want a large volume of firepower. Bringing any of the guard dog variants can make them a negligible opponent, but primary and secondary weapons are often enough to deal with them. The Voteless are a low priority target. Deal with them only when necessary or when other enemies are already dead. There are usually bigger fish to fry, or squids to fry. Opposite to the Voteless, the Watchers are the highest priority target amongst the Illuminate forces. This is the scout of the known Illuminate military, meaning that they can call in warp ships to deploy more enemies. Not only that, but they are equipped with arc weaponry, allowing them to suddenly deal immense damage to you and your squad mates all at once. Once their light changes color from blue to purple, they have spotted you and are preparing to call reinforcements. For the good of you and your squad, destroy them immediately. Any weapon that fires a fast-moving projectile is effective against them. The Overseers, or Elites as me and my friends call them, are the backbone of the Illuminate's military strength. They are distinct and easy to notice, with their tall posture and descriptive body structure. They come in two variants, Standard Overseer Infantry and Elevated Overseers, both of which have medium armor and a large health pool. Standard Overseers are equipped with a staff, used for both melee and ranged combat, as well as a directional energy shield attached to their offhand. This energy shield can be penetrated with heavy armor-piercing weapons and does not cover their entire body. They usually stick behind the Voteless, slowly approaching and providing suppressing fire. They can be dealt with easily enough at range, but once they are in melee range, things will get dire. They can inflict a heavy blow with their staff, dealing great damage and knocking you to the floor. At this point, death is the most common outcome. If you are surrounded by Illuminate when knocked down, escape is likely going to be impossible. Truthfully, cooking a grenade is the most patriotic thing you can do at this point. Elevated Overseers, on the other hand, are strictly ranged enemies. They are equipped with a plasma rifle and grenades, as well as jetpacks, which are used in order to persistently keep them airborne. They have slightly less health compared to Standard Overseers, but they make up for it with their mobility and unorthodox positioning. They regularly throw grenades at their enemies, commonly giving an opportunity for Helldivers to kick them back at Illuminate forces. Both variants will provide a challenge for Helldivers to overcome. Eliminating them is essential to gaining ground in any firefight. The Harvester, also known as the Strider from Half-Life because that is literally what they are currently the Illuminate's toughest unit. They provide devastating firepower to their forces and should be destroyed as quickly as possible in a fight. They have a round energy shield covering their entire body, which can be damaged by any weapon, so don't waste any anti-tank ordnance on it. The shield can be permanently disabled by destroying the shield generator, located here. When in close range, Harvesters can use their eye as an arc thrower, dealing immense damage to anyone not wearing the proper armor. However, their most common attack is their most deadly, a sweeping laser beam that can easily kill a Helldiver in an instant. They have heavy armor, so to destroy them quickly, you'll want to coordinate with your squad mates, having one person take out their shield generators and another to deal heavy damage. Their eyes and leg joints are weak points. You can even take out one of their limbs to instantly kill a Harvester. If the enemy Watchers are already dealt with, shift your focus to killing the Harvesters next, and you'll need a lot of firepower to do it. Harvesters have incredible amounts of health. So please don't forget and don't hesitate to work with your teammates in order to take them down. Warp ships are the equivalent of the automaton's drop ships, and they function very similarly, so there's not much to talk about apart from their weaknesses. The flat circular area on the bottom is where the ship beams its passengers out. This is also a weak point, which you can exploit with anti-tank weapons. But warp ships are still far more resilient than their automaton counterparts. Overall, the spear is the best option for destroying ships. It will destroy them in a single shot from any angle. Hopefully, you won't need to bring a spear if you're swift when destroying enemy watchers. That's all the enemies that the Illuminate have for now, so let's move on now to the Illuminate structures and objectives. Well, time to talk about warp ships again. Warp ship structures are the equivalent of automaton fabricators and terminate bug holes. They will spawn voteless from their bay doors when you come near them. These same doors are the warp ship's greatest weakness. First, you must destroy their shields. Just like the harvester shields, any weapon is capable of doing this. Once their shields are destroyed, don't fire at the exterior. It is immune to all support weapons. Instead, you must land an explosive inside the bay doors. This includes grenades, grenade launchers, autocannons, etc. Or you can skip all of that and hit it with the following stratagems: orbital rail cannon strike, orbital precision strike, orbital laser, Eagle 500 kilogram bomb, or any direct hit from a 120mm or 380mm or a walking barrage. All of these options will immediately destroy the warp ships regardless of shields. Keep that in mind when going after these Illuminate encampments. Work smarter and not harder. The Illuminate's Tesla towers are giving us a taste of our own medicine. Fine, we can deal with that. Illuminate Tesla towers are as deadly as our own, so taking armor that is resistant to electricity is a good option on the Illuminate front. They can be destroyed using conventional explosives, impact grenades, the exploding crossbow, grenade pistol, grenade launcher, impact grenades. All of these options will make quick work of them. If for some reason you're unable to destroy them, then your only real option is to avoid them until you can. Cognitive disruptors are tall structures that project an energy field around it for about 150 meters. Within this field, the human mind becomes frazzled. This will randomize your stratagem inputs every few seconds until you leave the area of effect, or it is destroyed. These are a top priority for your squad to destroy, as they will severely hamper your ability to complete the mission. The easiest way to handle them is with a structure-destroying stratagem like the ones mentioned earlier. The other way to destroy them is also quite easy. Simply destroy the 4 power conduits located near the base of the tower. The conduits look like this, and can be destroyed with basically anything that deals damage. Monoliths. These abominations spawn as objectives, and seemingly have a role to play in the creation of the voteless. They are often fortified by Tesla towers and nearby warp ships. They seem to have adverse effects on the human mind when approached, so staying at a safe distance is advised. Unfortunately for you, it seems that the only way to destroy one is with a good old hell bomb, meaning you may need to stay behind with the bomb itself to defend it from voteless and other enemies. Monoliths spawn as main objectives and often must be destroyed to complete your mission. Now, let's talk about some gear that I have found particularly useful against the Illuminate. Now that the Illuminate have attacked, I've become partial to armors with the electrical conduit passive. It has saved my life a number of times already. The engineering kit passive is also great if you're running impact grenades, allowing you to kill more warp ships or Tesla towers without resupplying. The medkit passive is another great choice. Seeing as the voteless do lots of chip damage, you'll want more stims to counter that. And an extra stim could save your life if you are knocked down by an overseer. If you already have the Urban Legends Warbond, then the new Siege Ready passive is one of the best, providing you with a straight up boost to your firepower. If you're just looking for some normal weapons to take on the Overseers, Watchers, and Voteless, the Liberator Penetrator and Punisher Plasma are my favorites for the primary slot. They both have medium armor pen. The Penetrator obviously has better range and accuracy, but if you can land your hits with the Punisher Plasma, it has great damage per magazine. Plus, you can always pair the Punisher Plasma with a Guard Dog, which has the same stats as the Penetrator. That's the best of both worlds when it comes to infantry fights. As for secondaries, the P113 Verdict never lets me down. But if you're feeling stylish, there's always the P4 Senator, which comes in handy against Overseer energy shields. If you're looking for grenades that can fend off a horde, the G13 Incendiary Impact should do the job, or if you want to slip away from a losing battle, you can bring the G3 Smoke Grenade. You'll want to bring some form of quick explosives like the ones mentioned earlier. My favorites are the Grenade Pistol and Impact Grenades. If you bring the crossbow, you may want to also bring a machine gun as a support weapon. As for grenades, impacts are the best for dealing with parked warp ships and Tesla towers, and of course, thermite is the best for anti-tank. Speaking of which, let's talk about your options regarding anti-tank. Thermite is of course a solid backup option, but as far as support weapons go, my favorites are the Spear and the Quasar Cannon. The Spear is particularly useful for destroying warp ships, and is just useful in general, while the Quasar Cannon shines due to its hit-and-run tactics, making it especially great against Harvesters. Harvesters can't shoot you when you're behind them, and the Quasar Cannon lets you stay on the move. I'll let you figure out the rest. It also doesn't require a backpack to operate, meaning you're able to bring a shield generator for defense, or a guard dog to keep the Voteless off your back. And that about does it for the Illuminate, but if you want more information on the gear of Helldivers 2, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Soon I'll have a series of videos coming out where I rank every weapon currently in Helldivers 2. If the videos are already out, then they'll be on screen right now. Thanks for watching everyone, this is the SES Prophet of Dawn signing off.